Now, I'm using Google Slides for this presentation. It's a little bit quirky, so hopefully things will work out okay. Right, the next slide I've got is the safe storage of LiPo batteries. So I've got a short video on that. Already it's a bit ominous, isn't it? So what they're doing, if I'll pause this, they're using what they call a LiPo safety bag, so lithium polymer batteries. They're storing the batteries in the bag and they're simulating a failure. I think what they're doing is they're overcharging them with a fair bit of voltage, fair bit of current, and just seeing what happens. So this one is, these are the smaller batteries in this bag. That's a LiPo battery bag. And you can see when the battery ignites or fails, in this example, it's emitting a lot of smoke. Oops, stop that. But it didn't actually catch fire. So it was all contained in the bag, which is a good thing. All the batteries were destroyed. A lot of smoke damage. The floor was damaged because it was a lot of heat. And the tip, if you're using a LiPo safety bag, only use small LiPos in it. The next one, they put a really big LiPo in it. It's a 16,000 milliamp one. This one here is a 3,000. Same sort of thing. You can see they're overcharging it. So it takes a while. They've got it sped up, and you can see it's starting to expand.
But the battery getting fat.
Oh, I think it's
the gas or whatever.
it might be the gas, yeah. And then you can see it goes off, and it's just total destruction, and a lot of flame and everything. So you also got to be mindful of where you're storing these in your house. Not a good idea to keep them in the house.
Is the LiPo bag some sort of fire retardant?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so do not use with big batteries. Total destruction. Now, what they do is they use do a few tests with ammo boxes, and I brought my ammo box along. And with this one, they've got the lid open, as you can see. When the LiPo fails, catches fire, but the fire is fairly contained within the box, but it's it's coming out of the opening. So that's still not a real safe thing to do.
A lot of batteries inside.
A few batteries in there. And you can see the this test is done outside, and the wind's blowing the flame around. You can see the flames just caught fire to everything. So it doesn't work very well. Damaged floor, smoke damage, likely to burn everything down. The next test, or the last test now, which I've got, is a ammo box with the lid closed, and they've removed the seal. So if you didn't know, with these ammo boxes, they have a rubber seal that goes around the top. So when you're storing ammo, it keeps it waterproof. But what they've done with this one is they've removed the seal. The battery's failed. It's allowed the gases and smoke to come out, but no flame. You can see it spewing out the corner there.
So you've removed the seal on there also.
I have, there, after doing this. After seeing this, yeah. Right. So one of the best options with that one, still got very hot, so it damaged the floor and everything like that. It didn't create a fire to burn everything down. So I now have my seal removed. I used to have the seal in there. They did have one, I didn't bother putting it on, with the seal in there, and as you can imagine, it builds up an immense amount of pressure. It all distorts and everything. The example that they had, it didn't explode, but it could have exploded. So it's best to keep the seal out. Now I do that. And I keep these outside of the house. I don't leave them in the house. Okay. Right, so there's storage ones. I've got another little short video, and this is a few mishaps that can happen with LiPo batteries. So don't try this at home. F11. Already it's a bit he missed it, hit the battery. I'll just pause that a second. So what happened in the, I'll go back a bit too. I stopped that one because all it does in the video for a few minutes is it just smokes and smokes and smokes. It doesn't catch fire or anything like that. So I thought I don't need to watch any more of that. So continuing.
No para, sacá hace mi caso, sacá la hélice. ¡Oh, boludo! Te dije que no para. ¡El matafuego, el matafuego! Ahora yo tengo matafuego, el matafuego. No para nada, ahora está bien. No para. Tengo un matafuego, reventó el coche.
Bit ominous, that music. Yeah, so fairly dangerous. You need to be careful with them. Now, the Lipos, because they're multi-cell, overcharging them will cause what you saw happen there. So each cell nominally has about 3.7 volts. So I've got 4-cell battery here and a 3-cell battery. The maximum they should be charged to is 4.2 volts, and the minimum they shouldn't be discharged any lower than 3 volts. Otherwise, you can damage the cell, damage the battery, and they're fairly expensive to buy. So it's best to look after them. And that's what all these little lights are hanging off here. They're battery monitors, and they're just keeping an eye on the cell voltage. So as I'm using them, if you discharge the battery too far and the cell starts to get down to the dangerous area where it can be damaged, this will alarm and it'll start flashing, so you know that, stop using that battery, put it on charge. So, and for charging them, you need a special charger, a balanced charger, which I've got here. This is the one that I've got. This one just plugs 12 volts in on the side, and you have your charging port, which plugs in, and as it charges, it monitors each of the cells so it doesn't overcharge them, because you don't want to have those fires happening. So you'll need to get a LiPo balanced battery charger as well with these sorts of things.